So I don't know if this is a strange story because it's one as old as time, but it's one that I was surprised by. Milan Lucic, according to Frank Saravelli, has been training in New Jersey in, and I quote, an attempt to continue his playing career. As Frank explains in his tweet, Lucic is currently ineligible to return to the NHL after being arrested in Boston for assault and battery. And I'll kind of just continue by saying that the charges in that case were eventually dropped because his wife, the alleged victim of the battery, was unwilling to testify against her husband. Now, I'm not going to go into whether that battery actually took place or not. I've got no idea. I've got no evidence. I wasn't there. I didn't see anything. The justice system, of course, presumes innocence in criminal cases, and that's Lucic's right, but I'll also acknowledge that a spouse being unwilling to testify against another spouse, whether that's man or woman, is not uncommon and does not indicate that nothing happened. Regarding Frank Saravelli's statement that Lucic would need to be cleared with the NHL, I actually hadn't heard anything about that. As far as I know, Lucic was not suspended by the league. Rather, he took personal leave and entered the player assistance program. But it's very possible that Saravelli knows things which aren't public. Either way, Lucic is a free agent. So theoretically, but for that restriction, which may or may not exist, he could sign with any team, even with Boston. And I will say, it was definitely disappointing the way this turned out because his return to Boston was actually heralded as something the fans could get behind. There's two obvious questions. The first is, does Lucic have anything to offer an NHL team? And I don't know. He was not very effective his last couple of years in the league. He's gotten 1 year older. You know, fourth lines now more and more are effective, high energy, on and off the ice type of lines, and I don't know if that really fits the play style of a 36-year-old Milan Lucic. The other question, does an NHL team want to associate themselves with Milan after the accusations levied against him? And that's how this works. Yes, not guilty in the court of law, but public opinion. Well, according to CBS News, police said that Lucic couldn't find his cell phone after a night out. He allegedly yelled at his wife. When he couldn't find it, she told police that he grabbed her hair, pulled her backwards, and police said they observed redness in her chest area, but she said he did not try to strangle her. He was later found to be likely intoxicated. Whether you find that a compelling story or not is up to you. I definitely have my own opinion, and I think that public sentiment has definitely went one way against Milan Lucic. That's just my opinion as an observer. So will an NHL team take the PR risk of signing Lucic? I don't think so. It seems like he's burned a lot of goodwill in Boston. For someone at the tail end of his career, it just doesn't seem like a risk an NHL team would make, but that's just my opinion. The obvious joke is that the Oilers will sign him. Get ready to learn Edmontonian, but we'll see.